Because nobody's like you.
Step 2. Ask yourself honestly how you may be contributing to the situation. I know this seems like a no-brainer, but it's important to share it in these 5 steps because so many of us forget this step. And it's really the whole thing about walking a mile in another person's moccasins, looking at it from their point of view. Just do that. Put yourself in your friends, your partner, whoever the other party is. Put yourself in their situation as much as you can. What their background is, what their history is, what they want out of this, and how you may look through their eyes. And make a really honest, compassionate towards yourself decision about how you may be contributing, and if you can identify something, change that behavior before you move on. Step number 3, and this is a biggie. Word your truth compassionately and respectfully. Now, I know of no better compassionate communication model than Marshall Rosenberg's nonviolent communication. And his website is www.cnvc.org. And that stands for Center for Nonviolent Communication, I believe. And his is a four-pronged approach: observation, feeling, need, and request. And I'll just give you a very simplistic example to illustrate these 4 prongs. Observation. I noticed right after coming home from work, you turned the TV on to watch the news. As opposed to something like, you can really be an inconsiderate asshole. Feeling. I felt dismissed and like I'm not very important. As opposed to saying, you can really be an inconsiderate asshole, and then going in the bedroom and slamming the door, right? Need. I would like to have just a few minutes of sharing and some hugs and talking about our day before turning on the television, as opposed to expecting your partner to read your mind. And then 4, request. Would that be possible? It's that simple. Just remember those 4 prongs when you have a request to make, when you need to bring out a conflict or something and open those lines of communication. Remember Marshall Rosenberg's words. I promise you it will make an enormous difference. And just having this conversation very often is enough to open the doorway to some really positive change. Now, of course, the other side of this is you have to look at is if you make the same request multiple times and nothing is changing, of course, yes, you might need to look at getting out of that relationship, changing the relationship, leaving the relationship, whatever the case may be. But the thing is, rather than just withdrawing and avoiding, when you have this compassionate communication, when you use these tools and you have these skills, you will know that you've done everything in your power to change the situation and to salvage the relationship. So if you do decide to walk away, you'll be able to do it with a clean slate. Step 4 is know what's yours to voice. Now, this is a big one for me. My ex-husband had a phrase that he used to share with me very often, and it was, honey, why don't you step off your soapbox before you fall and hurt yourself? Oh yeah, I had lots of opinions on a lot of things. And who doesn't, right? There's a lot of injustice in this world. There are a lot of things that just aren't right. I mean, you just even start to think about the organized crime and the drug lords and the poverty and the starvation. And I mean, I could go on, and it just makes me depressed. But the thing is, all of us only have 24 hours in any given day. There is only so much we can do about what's wrong in the world, what we would like to see changed. Now, if there is something burning in your heart, a cause, a charitable organization, whatever the case may be, and you really feel you want to do something about it, then do something. There are checks that can be written, there's volunteering that can be done, there are letters that can be written, awareness that can be raised. There's all kinds of ways that we can help. But we have to be really careful to narrow in on really what is, as my fiance likes to say, is in our hula hoop or on our side of the street. So stick to those things that are close to your heart and close to your authentic nature. And step 5 is pretty obvious. Let go of attachment to the outcome. Once you've done what you can do, that's all that you can do. And if you've voiced your truth and you've completed your part of the task, then it's time to just let go and move on. And what? No matter what happens, remember a tool that I shared with you in the last class. When push comes to shove, you've done everything you can do, and there's absolutely nothing further, and there's still something that bothers you a little bit. All you need to do anytime that bothering thing, situation, person pops into your head is say the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Because nobody's like you.